Well, hello there, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to myself for about 2.5 minutes or so when I realized that my camera was not running. And I already put my sofrito in here. So for those of you that don't know what sofrito is, I'm going to go ahead and leave a card on the right-hand corner of this video. All you have to do is click on it, and you'll see exactly what sofrito is and how to make it. It's a great time saver. It's pretty much making an ingredients base that you can pull out, throw in your pot, just like I have here, and melt it up, and then put whatever it is that you're going to cook in it. In this case, we're going to go ahead and cook some beef in here. Quite a lot of beef. I have about 5 pounds of beef that I'm going to use for a couple of different purposes. However, the main focus of this video is to show you guys what the Augason Farms corn and peas look like, because I'm going to go ahead and put some corn and peas in this dish, and I wanted to go ahead and show you what they look like, and I'm going to taste them by themselves before I put them in here to let you know what they taste like. Now, I'm sure you all know that I'm talking about the Augason Farms dehydrated or freeze-dried, not dehydrated, but freeze-dried corn and peas. So as you can see here, all I've done here is put in my sofrito. And like I said, take a look at the upper right-hand corner of this video. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you will not regret learning how to make sofrito, because you don't have to make it the exact same way I make it. You can make it to where it will satisfy your palate. And then you're going to have an ingredients base there, or a spice blend that you will always have ready to go. That way you don't have to take the extra time needed to make up your own spice blend as you're cooking. So as you can see, I've got this boiling right here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add our beef. A lot of beef to put in here. We're going to put it in a little bit at a time. Now, what we're going to do with this beef after we cook it in this sofrito that I have here is I'm going to put some over rice for dinner tonight. And then the leftovers, we're going to make burritos out of them. So that's why I feel comfortable using all this beef. This will serve us many, many meals. And there we go. All we're going to do is leave that in there. Let me go get rid of this so I can start stirring this around. This is such a simple dish to make once you already have your sofrito made. So I encourage you to go take a look at that video. Because instead of getting all of your ingredients out, you have a big block of sofrito, which has all of your spices and ingredients that you're going to use to flavor this meat. And then all you have to do is take a block out from the freezer or the fridge, wherever you keep it, and then put your meat, or you can even use it to cook rice, in the pot. And now that we've got everything covered in sofrito, all we're going to do now is we're going to cover this in high heat. And when it gets really hot in there, we're going to go ahead and put it on the smallest burner right there, and then set it to the slowest or the lowest setting on that burner. Let it sit there for about 45 minutes to an hour until it is completely cooked. And then we'll be ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. How much easier than that can it get? If you have a busy day at the office or at your job, wherever it is, all you do is come home. You have literally 5 to 10 minutes of prep time, and then you can go do whatever it is that you need to do to relax after you get home. 45 minutes later, your meal is ready. All right, let's go take a look at the corn and the peas from Augason Farms while this is cooking. Now, you'll probably recognize these two cans from my last video where I did a Walmart prepping haul, where I just happened to find these at a great price. So we're going to go ahead and open both of these up and take a look and see exactly what's inside. I'm going to get my handy dandy can opener here. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have one of these can openers or two, make sure that you get yourselves one. This is so much easier to use when you're opening a number 10 can. And it is just much easier because it gives you a lot more leverage. You're using the motion of your arm instead of the motion of your fingers. So if you have arthritis or if you have problems with your hands, this is a lot easier to use to open these large cans than the smaller ones are. People always ask me when I use this can opener, where did I get it? I do have it on my Amazon storefront. And look at that, there's so much leverage, it wants to tip that can over because these cans are not that heavy. All right, here's the peas. And I already know what some people are thinking. That's what your peas look like, they're freeze-dried. And here's your corn. And you're going to ask AP, if these peas is 1 pound and this corn is 1 pound, then why is the corn can fuller than the pea can? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's because when Augason Farms pack these, they pack them by weight, not by volume. So what we're going to do is, since we have a little bit of time while this meat cooks, I'm going to go ahead and get out my kitchen scale, and we're going to go ahead and weigh both of these products to see exactly how much they have in them. All right, so we got our kitchen scale out. You can see that it's on. However, it's on kilograms. Let's go ahead and turn it into ounces. Let's see. Okay. There we go. It's on ounces now. I hope you guys can see that. And we're going to go ahead and put an empty bowl in there. Let me move this back a little. That way you guys can still see. And we're going to go ahead and tare it. Or zero it out. Same thing. So you can see that it says 0. Now we're going to go ahead and pour our peas in there. And as you can see, it has 1 pound and 0.25 ounces. And I'm assuming that the 0.25 ounces are to accommodate the 2 oxygen absorbers that are in there. So it does come out to what they advertise that they have in there. Now let's do the corn. Here is our corn. Oh my goodness, I think it's going to overflow the container. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 1 pound and a half ounce. Just a little over half an ounce over a pound, which again, I'm sure it's to accommodate the oxygen absorbers that are inside of there. Okay, so now we've determined that we are getting the proper amount of corn and peas that is advertised as being inside of the can. It's time to go ahead and rehydrate these. Now the instructions say to just cover these in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes, then drain the water, and you're good to go. So I've got some warm water here that I just heated up. That should be enough for that, and then the rest is going to be for the peas. We're going to go ahead and set these to the side and come back in about 7-8 minutes, see how they're doing. And now we're going to go ahead and use the pot that I used to warm the water in for the peas. I'm not really looking for a lot. I'm looking for about 3/4 of a cup or a cup of each. But I did afford myself a little extra so that I can try it before we put it in the dish. Just make sure that you don't grab an oxygen absorber by mistake. That's about a cup as well. We'll stir this around. And we'll come back, and wow, those peas smell good. They smell sweet. And we'll come back in about 7-8 minutes and see how these are doing, and then give them a taste test. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's been 9 minutes. Not 8, but 9. Let's take a look and see what these guys taste like, feel like, all that stuff. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks like corn. right, so let's see. And I love corn and I love peas. There you go. I mean, it looks like corn. Doesn't look like anything else but what it is, corn. Let's give it a taste. And it tastes like corn. It tastes like corn without any salt. But it is sweet corn, and it does have a little bit of that sweetness to it. So there's nothing spectacular about this, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that's spectacular is that this will last 30 years in a sealed can. That's the only thing that's spectacular. All right, nothing extraordinary, except that technology has allowed us to preserve this food for up to 30 years, as long as you store it in a cool place and as long as you keep it sealed in the can. And by the way, after 9 minutes, the corn is very well hydrated. Let's see what the peas are looking like in here. And there's your peas. They look pretty good, nice and plump. Now let's give them a try. And boy, let me tell you, these peas are nice and sweet. This is good quality product. Both these things are. The peas, I would have to say, could probably use to stay in this water probably another 5 minutes or so. They're not 100% hydrated, but I would say probably about another 3-5 minutes, they're good to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them in this water for a few more minutes. Then I'm going to drain them. I'm just going to combine them together after I drain them. And then the next step will be to put them in the meat. And I will be cooking some rice. This is what it's looking like, ladies and gentlemen, after about a half hour of simmering. I moved it over to my larger burner because I needed my small burner for my rice, which is cooking right now. So all we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, very simple. We're going to put in our peas and our corn. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really full of joy. Because now that I don't have to work for the man anymore, I get to cook every single day if I want to. And for some reason, my wife doesn't mind. A lot of people ask me, doesn't your wife cook? Well, yes, my wife does cook. However, I love to cook. I really enjoy doing this. Cooking to me is like baking, like kneading dough. It does bring me inner peace. And it's one of those things that I truly enjoy doing. And when I do it for my family and friends, I enjoy it even more. I wouldn't cook if I wasn't cooking for my family or friends. So all we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to go ahead and turn it off. Let me see if I can handle this lid. It's pretty hot. Let me go ahead and grab my towel. All we're going to do now, after having put in the peas and corn, is we're just turning off the heat. We're going to let it sit there. We're going to let it sit there until the rice is done. When the rice is done, guess what? It's time to eat. So we'll see you then. It is all done, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks pretty good. All right, look at that. That is a lot of food. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to plate it up really quick. And ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, all right, because I have a prepper channel that I just came across the other day. I joined her live stream, and it was awesome. Now look at that. Doesn't that look good? And it didn't take that much effort to make this. Now I want you to know that you can make this exact same meal with pressure canned beef as well. It doesn't have to be fresh beef. That's why you guys see that I like to pressure can meats a lot, because I think that pressure can meats are just outstanding. I even like pressure can meats better than fresh meats. But this is what we're having today. Let's give it a little taste test. Look at that. And you can't go wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't go wrong with that. That is outstanding. Now, let me tell you about this prepper channel that I came across. Her name is called TJ Preps. I just happened to be browsing through YouTube, yesterday evening after our live stream, as a matter of fact, I just happened to be browsing through YouTube and I saw TJ Preps was live. So I'm like, let me go in here. TJ Preps, I believe, is one of our community members. However, I didn't really know that she had a YouTube channel. And I joined their live stream and I probably spent almost 45 minutes to an hour there. I joined in about halfway through her live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to go over to an awesome community, go ahead and go over to TJ Preps. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to her channel on the upper right hand corner of this video right here. So go to the upper right hand corner. Don't forget to check out the sofrito video because it's going to make your life a lot easier. And don't forget to check out TJ Preps. Outstanding channel. I love the community that she has there. Very laid back and very great person to listen to for however long you have. I think she was on there for almost 2 hours yesterday and we had a blast. All right, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys try this because it is as good as I'm telling you that it is. Other than that, thank you very much for joining in today. I truly do appreciate every one of you that spends a little bit of your time with me every day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out.